Thank you for the kind introduction, my friend, Dr. Baby Boy Benjamin Nebres III. It is an honor to be here among you, and it is a privilege to be invited as keynote speaker. At the same time, it is a huge responsibility. Whenever someone reads my profile, I am thankful that I'm already in the middle adulthood stage of life, because now, unlike 10 years ago, I already experienced in the shoes of the administration. I became a supervisor of a lot of intelligent and diligent people already. Witnessed our deans lead the college and how they would work collaboratively with our program heads. I know also the challenges encountered by the program head, because many times you serve as bridge of many sorts of concern. Tapos as a faculty member, ang hirap din magturo, especially now that we are in the new normal. And just like many of you here, I'm also a student, because I believe that learning is a lifelong process. It never ends, and I am a student since I was 2, so I can really relate to all of you. Today, my responsibility is to introduce and share the importance of social learning, or the social learning skills in the new normal classroom. Let me start by defining SEL. So what is SEL? Social emotional learning is the manner of developing students' self-awareness, self-control, interpersonal skills that are necessary for life in the university, future work, and life in general. The 5 key skills developed in SEL programming are self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. So, the skills mentioned are mostly similar to the aspects of emotional intelligence, or EQ, namely self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, social skills, and motivation, right? When we talk about self-awareness, it's about recognizing our own emotions, our personal goals, and our own values. Self-management is our ability to regulate our emotions and behaviors. Self-awareness naman is about understanding the feelings of others, become compassionate of others, their backgrounds and cultures at the same time. Relationship skills are the ability to establish, maintain healthy relationship with others. While responsible decision making is our ability to choose. So SEL programming is not just conducted in the classroom with our teachers and students. Instead, it is something that is practiced in school, family, and community for us to develop the 5 key skills. A lot of studies have claimed that incorporating SEL into the classroom can prepare students for future success, okay? Because people with strong emotional skills are better able to cope with everyday challenges, whether academics, professional, and social life. Plus, schools that include SEL as part of their curriculum are not only helping students to thrive academically, but they develop future employees or businessmen and women gain critical skills. We can expect that they can have more opportunity, they have higher income, and that they have greater success. In August 2009, the Department of Education here in our country announced to infuse social learning in the curriculum of public schools. The Education Secretary during that time is Jesly Lapus, and then he said that SEL will be integrated in the edukasyong pagpapakatao, or character education, that would seek to develop the 5 key skills. In the US, on the other hand, the Department of Education, they have their what they call PBIS, or the Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports, which is based on a framework used by schools to improve social culture, student behavior, promoting safe environment for learning. No? So, the focus is more on the positive behaviors and less on negative behaviors of learners, yung kanilang mga pinag-aaralan. So, according to PBIS and other studies, they claim that strong SEL initiatives results to a lot of positive outcome, such as greater academic success, fewer behavioral issues, less emotional distress, positive social behavior, less bullying, less stress sa teachers, better teacher-student relationship, positive school climate, improved career readiness, ang dami. They even improve graduation rates. So, from effective problem solving of self-discipline ng mga estudyante, from impulse control to emotion management and others, SEL researchers claim that SEL provide positive and long-term effects sa kids, sa students, sa adults, and the community as well. Therefore, schools invest in SEL programming, should invest in SEL programming. Kahit na ngayong nasa new normal na tayo. So by teaching social emotional learning in the classroom, it does not just improve academics, but it has long-term effects, especially if the person becomes an employee already, kasi they have good problem solving, teamwork, character, or grit, ika nga. So, why are we gathered in this particular way to address this topic? Why are we here? Now that we are in the new normal classroom, wherein we use internet, we conduct virtual meetings, we switched to alternative teaching methods, combination of online and face-to-face learning. We use video, games, podcasts, and online materials. The question is, how do we integrate the development of SEL skills and competencies in academic instruction? There are a lot of simple and doable ways on how to develop the 5 key skills of SEL. You might even been doing it already, and at the same time, you may consider these activities inside your virtual classrooms. Ito yung mga ibang ideas natin for us to weave the SEL learning in our curriculum. So first, we can do daily check, greetings, and appreciation. This is our way where students and teacher may connect. Morning greetings, birthday, appreciation post, for example, holding a class meeting once or just a week. Through this activity, we could help plan, solve our problems, lift the spirits of our students, because it creates a community feel. At the same time, it promotes positive and friendly climate for all those involved in the classroom. We can also incorporate things like journal writing, for example. It helps students on self-management skills. It can also be a good or a nice tool to teach coping skills to manage stress among your students. An example of questions that you may ask is, what is the source of their stress? Describe their thoughts and feelings after experiencing the source of stress. What he or she did to make himself or herself feel better. At the same time, we can also help our student evaluate whether their coping strategy was healthy or not. So, pwede mo din tanungin yung estudyante, when was the time that you used self-control? What was the outcome? Okay, pwedeng ganun yung mga tanong. For your journal writing. Also, include journal writing in your subjects. Tapos, pwede siyang sem-long or year-long journal writing. Being open about the emotions of our students and then managing them is also important. So, we need to practice managing our emotions, and at the same time teach our students to manage their emotions. We could do this by, for example, reading a story or a literature and then analyzing the feelings and needs of the character, and then ask them, for example, how did Anna feel when his or her mom left, or how did Thor feel when he knew that his father died, for example. What might be the experience, or what might be the emotion he felt, and then questions like, what do you think is the healthy way to manage such emotions? You can do that in your virtual classrooms, even in the new normal. Yun nga lang, it will take mga 5 or 10 minutes, okay, for you to do that, kasi magkukumustahan din naman kayo. We can also do hands-on craft or art activities, kasi art is a very powerful way to target social emotional skills. So halimbawa by creating self-collage, self-portrait, and then you let them describe the self-portrait. So that serves as a good way to become self-aware, and at the same time, art can also be used as a strategy to manage stress. Even in the new normal classroom, it is good if we still give responsibilities. Responsibilities build their sense of self-worth, and it gives the message that we are part of the community or part of the family. Students may have, for example, some type of responsibility inside the home, kasi nga online na tayo. Whether becoming a cleaner o kaya cleaning his or her own room, and cleaning the room with their younger siblings, or scheduled chores in the house, are good examples of way to develop SEL. We can also practice problem-solving skills. Experts say that we should avoid solving problems of our students right away, because we can always ask students to figure it out, and that a lot of times they find solution of their own problem together with a friend or group mate. Incorporating SEL in the classroom can also be done by promoting the growth mindset. Ano nga ulit ang ibig sabihin ng growth mindset? Yun yung belief that your basic qualities are things that you can cultivate through efforts. So growth mindset helps a person learn that a person can accomplish certain goals with work, with good strategies and persistence over time. Plus, they can also have self-talk. Pwede nilang dagdagan nun. So, halimbawa, ako, nahihirapan ako sa mathematics. I can teach, o kaya yung estudyante ko, I can teach my student to say that math is tough. Yes, it is tough, but I am going to study and work hard for it in order to accomplish and learn the new lesson in mathematics. So that's an example of promoting a growth mindset, wherein we can teach it even virtually. We can also do things such as building community with teamwork. We can create class projects and assignments, and have students work in larger teams in order to complete a task. So we can teach students to be assigned in different jobs or work teams. So in that way, nade-develop sa kanila yung teamwork. So positive self-talk, nabanggit ko na yun kanina. It helps control our emotions, and that we can also deal with the problems appropriately. Because especially in this time of pandemic, we hear a lot of negativity. We need to teach positive self-talk to our students, and that is really important. So, model this by saying positive talks every day, before the class starts. and at the same time encourage them to do the positive self-talk every day. Reflection, okay, is also good. So after the students complete, for example, a task, an assessment, or a project, encourage them to reflect about their own progress. This is a critical skill that can be used across the curriculum. Mathematics man yan, reading man yan, writing, science, or history man yan. Developing cultural awareness and celebrating diversity can also be done even online. We can spend time discussing and learning about people from different cultures or backgrounds and ability levels. So, mas tumaas din yung acceptance natin. It promotes diversity, it promotes tolerance, acceptance, and inclusion for everyone, for anybody. Encouraging kindness or doing random acts of kindness are also a good practice. You may give them assignments to do an act of kindness inside the home or inside the neighborhood, if possible. We can also teach active listening skills to our students even in the new normal. Students will use them in the classroom, online man o hindi, when they are working with a partner or an assignment, or chatting with their friends. Okay yun, nakaka-enhance yun ng active listening skill. Yun yung mga examples. Kasi it is good that students are reminded that they need to share, they need to give everybody a chance to speak, for example, within a group. And whenever they are in a group, they need to learn how to respectfully disagree. This is a critical skill for students to learn. So remember that social emotional learning, okay, is not just one thing. It is an approach that brings all of these aspects into your classroom. So all this information, as administrators, teachers, and future teachers, are very important. Lalo na ngayon, pwede natin yan practicein. So those are the many strategies or activities that we can incorporate in the subjects or curriculum that we have in order to develop the social emotional skills of our students. With all this information, as school administrators, as teachers, as future teachers, what should we look out for? So first, always look out for students who are always making excuses or who are constantly defensive. If there is an increased number of bullying in the school or inside the home, if they have poor judgment, if they lack self-management, most likely they may have difficulty solving problems or they are prone to stress. They can also become procrastinators. They have poor memory or energy. If they lack social awareness, they may feel hurt, may experience awkward silences. They may experience conflict or negativity if they have poor relationship skills. And last is if they engage in risky behaviors which leads to problematic behavior. Because ibig sabihin, they are having irresponsible decision making. So those are the things that we need to look out for. Therefore, what are the most important things that we need to keep in mind as we talk and think about SEL? Always remember that SEL is important even in the new normal classroom. As future faculty members or teachers, we are responsible to enhance the social emotional skills of our students, and that in order to start, we need to have a goal. Let us ask ourselves what I want for my child or for my students, and then ask how, papaano. Banggit na natin kanina the things that can be done in order to incorporate SEL activities in the subjects or curriculum. But remind ourselves that this is not just a coordinated classroom activity. It should be a school-wide, family, community practices so that we can help students develop the 5 key skills. Ang next na tanong is, kailan? Natanong na natin yung what, natanong natin yung how. The next question is when. Kailan ba tayo mag-a-act? Ang palaging sagot doon is now. Today. We need to act now. So, salamat sa PAFTE. They made this kind of activity. Remember again guys, that social emotional learning skills are vital for school, work, and life success in general. So thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.